Yes, folks, it's Tales from the Jails with John G. Sutton. I want to talk today about the government's plans to build 4 major Category C prisons, one of which is scheduled to be built in the county of Lancashire. It's scheduled to be called HMP Prison CHORLEY, and it's going to be located in the immediate vicinity of Wymot, HMP Wymot, and HMP Garth. Now, I believe that Garth holds 850, and I think Wymot holds 1,300, and HMP CHORLEY is scheduled to hold 1,400 or thereabouts. And it's a great idea, don't you think? Put some more people in prison, yeah? They're going to do that. You know why? I mean, they're not inventing all these these cameras all over the country. They've got to put them to use, haven't they? So that they can lock us up. Because that's the threat, you see. Assuming that you are just an ordinary working class guy, then you're going to get cameraed, you're going to get fined, you're going to get subdued by the system, and you're going to be forced to pay fines. Of course, the idea is, if you don't pay the fines, but you don't want to take your money, you see. They want your money. Give us your money. They want to take your money, make sure you've got nothing. Did you see the deputy treasurer of the Bank of England? He made a speech yesterday saying, listen, don't go asking for pay rises, because that is potentially going to fuel inflation. Accept that you're all poorer than you were before this. The banks weren't poorer. What did they do when the banks started to rock and roll? They called it easing, didn't they? Financial easing. And basically, that means, folks, printing some more money and giving it to themselves. Sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? Except that's what's causing inflation. It isn't paying the workers, that's you and me, a reasonable wage. That's not what's causing inflation. What's causing inflation is this easing that they've been doing, printing millions and billions, like 100 billion pounds they've just pumped in from nowhere. They just invented it and stuck it into the economy. And of course, they can build more prisons. Apparently the budget for building more prisons is just around 5 billion. And of course these prisons, somebody has to pay for them. So they'll fund them out of creating fines. We've got the Mayor Sadiq Khan, he's invented this ULIZ scheme, this ultra-light emissions zone, all around inside of the M25. So anybody who's there with a car that isn't electric or compliant with his ridiculous scheme will have to pay £12.50 a day. Well, assuming if you've got to pay £12.50 a day, it might not be viable to go to work. Has he ever thought about that? That people will just say, I'll tell you what, this is costing me more. Don't forget, if you've got a wife and 3 children, and say your wife works, and she's got to pay £12.50 a day to go in her car, and you've got to pay £12.50 a day to go in your car, and you've got to travel, say, 35 miles there and back to work, which is not unusual, is it? So you're using a gallon a day, but the gallon's now costing you, £8-9 a gallon, yeah? So there you are, you're talking £21-22 a day just to get to and from work. And then you've got to pay child maintenance, you've got to pay nursing schools, you've got to pay all the rest of it. So by the time you're finished, you're actually better off not doing anything. Just sitting at home and doing Sweet Fanny Adams. Anyway, that's one rant. But these prisons that they're building, all in one bloody spot, by the way. Do you know where it is, CHORLEY? Have a look on the map, CHORLEY, yeah? And the prisons are the other side of a place called Exton, Euxton in Lancashire. Have a look up, yeah? You see the prisons are all there. There are going to be 3 massive prisons there. And they had prison quarters that were used by the prison officers. But they're no quarters now. They've sold them all off. Go and have a look at them online. You can Google Maps, yeah, have a look round, and that's what they're doing. I mean, they're building 4 of these major Category C prisoners. They're going to pump an extra 18,000 prison places into the system, and what's going to happen there is they're just going to invent the prisoners. So who are these prisoners that they're going to invent? Be you and me, won't it? Yeah? Not paying rates, not paying TV license, not paying ULEZ fines, just not paying them. All right, it's all right, give them 3 months in prison. What's that all about? What is it all about? The Ministry of Justice. I mean, look who was heading the Ministry of Justice, Dominic Raab. Where is he now? He's been ousted for actually raising his voice at civil servants, the poor snowflakes. Hey? They should have tried it. He should have tried the army. Hey? When I joined the army, they didn't just shout at you, they actually grabbed hold of you. There was an NCO when I was a thing, and he got hold of the hairs at the side of your head, and he used to twist them and lift them up, and all the recruits were screaming, "Oh, please don't do that," and he grabbed hold of mine, and he ripped them out, and I said, "And what are you going to do now?" He was a bit scared of that, I think, and he bloody well should have been as well. I was in bed one night, it's God's honest truth, I was in bed one night in the army. I was only 18, and this great big 6'6" sergeant, who was a real bully of a guy, he came round drunk. I didn't know, I was in bed asleep. The first thing I knew, I was thrown on the floor. And I looked around, and all I could see was these legs and people laughing. So I got hold of the trouser bottoms, put my hands onto the trouser bottoms, and pulled the legs from under him. I didn't know who it was. It was this 6'6" sergeant, and he come crashing down onto the ground. I still didn't know who it was. All I saw was a big body falling, and it was dark. And I got my elbow, and I was about to stick it right into the middle of his forehead. Which would have terminated the bastard. Well, it would have certainly injured him. But the 2 NCOs that were with him grabbed hold of me. No, don't do that. I never heard anything. They never disciplined me for that. Can you imagine going before the colonel, yeah? What happened? Well, I was asleep in bed and he threw me out of bed, so I twatted him. Yeah, very understandable. Thank you, Gunner Sutton. I was a gunner at the time. Shortly after that, I was transferred to Special Forces. Those are the days, eh? Anyway, it's that time of day, folks. Yeah, watch out for HMP CHORLEY. How disgraceful is it? Have they not got a brain? Don't they know prison doesn't work? All it does is breed hate and resentment. Some people have got to be locked up, we can see that. The likes of Dennis Nielsen and all that, Killing for Company and Mad Frankie Fraser and the Cray twins and all that. Yeah, they've got to be locked up. But not some bloke who's walking his dog in the park. Yes, folks, it's time for the song, and that's the song dinger, as you've just heard there. Scares terror in the hearts of all who hear it, yeah? Right, this is a song that I think is very pertinent for today. It's about trouble in the Middle East, yeah, which we've got. I mean, Sudan's getting blown up. I mean, what's that all about? 2 bloody generals decided they want to be in control, so they'll murder the population and blow the capital to smithereens. The daft bastards. That's it, your last warning. This is the eve of destruction, and I really believe that we could almost be there. The Eastern world, it is exploding, violence flaring, bullets loading. You're old enough to kill, but not for voting. You don't believe in war, but what's that gun you're toting? And even the Jordan River has bodies floating, but you tell me over and over and over again, my friend, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. Don't you understand what I'm trying to say? And can't you feel the fears I'm feeling today? If the button is pushed, there's no running away. There'll be no one to save with the world in a grave. Take a look around you, boy. It's bound to scare you, boy. And you tell me over and over and over again, my friend, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. Yeah, my blood's so mad, feels like coagulating. I'm sitting here just contemplating. I can't twist the truth, it knows no regulation. Handful of senators don't pass legislation, and marches alone can't bring integration. When human respect is disintegrating, the whole crazy world, it's just too frustrating. And you tell me over and over and over again, my friend, I don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. Think of all the hate there is in Regina. Then take a look around to Selma, Alabama. You may leave here for 4 days in space, but when you return, it's the same old place. The pounding of the drums, the pride and disgrace. You can bury your dead, but don't leave a trace. Hate your next door neighbor, don't forget to say grace. And tell me over and over and over again, my friend, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. I think we very well could be, you know. Anyway, I'll still be here, no doubt. And see you all soon on Tales from the Jails. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and buy my book, folks.